What's up, guys? We are here in Frankfurt Festhalle, Octagon 46. My name is Veliko and I will show you this event. Tento člověk vyhlíží svých milion euro. Very big honor. Thank you very much. Solaja versus Dano Hromek.
The fight starts off sharply. Hromek hits with a hard right hand, sending his opponent to the ground and ending up in the top position. Solaja survives a critical moment and the fight ends in the stand-up again, where without any hesitation, more hard exchanges come. Solaja puts all the effort into his punches, but often just howls through the air. Hromek takes advantage of his and takes this fight to the ground. The second round starts very active from both sides and we see some nice stand-up exchanges. Then Hromek ties up in the clinch and uses years of experience in Thai boxing, which has been his domain his entire career. Solaja starts the third round with a series of hard shots. The fighters are back in the clinch. A knee to the groin by Hromek breaks up the fight. The Slovakian fighter then gets Solaja underneath him. Solaja gets up and hits 3 hard accurate punches that Anonymous counters. Dano Hromek takes the victory in the end.
Topuz versus Odunjo.
Both of them very explosive fighters, at the same time both fighters in southpaw stance, which is not usual. After a few punches, Odunjo steps into a single leg and takes Selim down. Selim gets up technically and they are back on their feet. Odunjo lands a hard knee, after which Topuz takes the fight to the ground. Selim picks up control time in guard, but Odunjo soon gets back to his feet. A couple of low kicks from both sides and the round ends. The second round starts in similar vein, once at most, but the fighters don't get into much action. Topuz catches a leg and gets Odunjo underneath him, where he controls him in half guard. Topuz controls his opponent underneath for the rest of the round. In the third round, both fighters become active. Selim tries to take Odunjo down, but is unsuccessful. A few exchanges follow and the fight is over. In the end, Thai Odunjo takes his victory.
How did you score this fight, round by round?
I thought I won round 1 clean, and I thought round 3 I nearly ended him. You know, round 2 he was holding me, and fair play to him, he won and he had the control. I made a lot of mistakes in round 2, but I felt like it was my fight, you know.
It was a very close fight. How do you feel after this?
Yeah, I think they took my fight because I saw the statistic. A friend from me sent me the statistic. I don't know if you can show. Can you see the statistic?
Yeah,
You can.
Yeah, put it.
This is the original, and they say, look, I have more strikes more than him. I have more significant strikes. I have 3 takedowns. He won. So at the end, I have more than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. The third round was sure his round, but I won 2 rounds, so I don't know how they give him the fight.
Primárně efektivní striking, nebo čím nabodoval hlavně?
Ano, dělal ten zápas, byl efektivní, prostě ten impact na toho soupeře byl podstatně větší.
OK, super, dobře, děkuju moc. Děkuju. Frankfurtská Festhalle je opravdu neskutečně krásná hala. Můžete se podívat odsud? Nebo odsud? Nebo třeba odsud. A taky odsud. Fodor versus Sikic.
The fight between the Slovak MMA stalwart and the hot-blooded Croatian Sikic started with an illegal punch to Fodor's crotch, followed by an active stand-up battle. Both fighters exchanged a series of low kicks and by the middle of the round, both had their thighs stained. After that, Fodor evened the score and added a series of stand-up punches, landing a beautiful jab which causes a big cut just above Sikic's eye. After a brief sequence in which Fodor landed some good punches, Sikic gave up the fight due to a laceration. Fodor takes an important victory after 2 defeats and 10 years on foreign soil.
Samsonidze versus Hantea.
The battle between Samsonidze, who has already appeared in the octagon against Paulus, and new Romanian octagon acquisition Nicolae Hantea promised a great show. The fighters went at it with all their might from the start, and the Romanian bad boy sent Samsonidze into trouble with his first right cross, but then he fights senselessly for a takedown and Nico counters with a great knees to take the reins of the match. Hantea is still dangerous from counters. Nicolae goes for a takedown after a hard punch from Samsonidze, but from there Nico eventually sets up a triangle along with an elbow lock and eventually completes the submission. He gets another win, this time in the first round via submission.
Lebaj versus Novák.
A battle between two great stand-up fighters, on one side the home boxer Ilbay, on the other the Slovak defending Thai boxer Marko Novák. The experience and insight of both fighters in the stand-up was evident from the very beginning, which was all more surprising when the first round ended up being mainly wrestling match. Thus, the most notable action was Ilbay's Kimura attempt and the final attempt to ground and pound, which most likely earned him the first round on his side. The second round, like the first, was mostly ground battle, with Novak coming close to a submission several times, but Ilbay showing great defense to take the fight to the third round. Both fighters came into this one very tired. The Slovakian fighter almost finishes his opponent, but Ilbay goes into a headless attack with or on the shield, which pays off and gets Marek in trouble. Novak barely stays on his feet and then comes the knockdown, after which El Pistolero finishes his Slovakian opponent via TKO.
Dámy a pánové, tento kanál můžete zdarma podpořit odběrem a budeme moc rádi. Díky moc. Engizek versus Juarez.
Engizek starts with a low kick and a high kick that grazed Juarez. The fighters are fighting off combination after combination, with Engizek being the more confident fighter of the pair. Juarez then rides out a furious combination of two hooks, with Engizek beautifully countering him with a precise and hard right cross called on the switch. He lands a first round KO on an Argentinian.
Apollo versus Grabinski.
Tipsport Game Changer reserve battle between two very experienced fighters promised a great show on a high technical level. Apollo is typical for his unorthodox casual style with a wide range of techniques. Grabinski with his toughness and aggressive approach to fighting. The fight started awkwardly, but after a minute of checking, Apollo took the reins of the fight and showed a great eye for boxing combinations, despite being constantly pushed by Grabinski. By the second round, the damage he inflicted on the German was evident. Silva gradually gained confidence and challenged his opponent to a shootout, but then took the fight to the ground with relative ease, where a long choke battle ensued until the end of the round. The third round resembled to a boxing exhibition, broken only by spinning 5 kicks from Apollo. With 90 seconds left in the round, Apollo took the back again and finished the submission.
So we are here with the winner of the fight, Apollo Buscapé Silva. How do you feel after the win?
Just first of all, no Buscapé. Buscapé died. Buscapé had a die here, you know, he died. Okay. Now just Apollo. I'm so happy, you know, about the result. But no so much, not just because of the result, I finished the fight, but for the performance, you know.
Oh my goodness, there are so many big fights on this. You've got the Tipsport Game Changer semi-finals, so for me those two is exciting because out of this tournament we are going to find out finally who are going to be the finalists.
Tipsport Game Changer, Glisman versus Michailidis.
The highly anticipated bout between UFC veteran Michailidis and submission of the year candidate Glisman ended practically before it began. Early in the fight, Michailidis hit well with an uppercut that rocked the Danish fighter. In the ensuing shootout, Greek then perfectly lands a hard hook that puts Glisman down. Michailidis wins by knockout 33 seconds into the fight.
Key loser Christian Jungwirth a proti němu Ioannis Palailogos.
The hall is roaring, the atmosphere is tense, and the whole floor is shaking. None of the fighters have had more support than Christian. He is a really popular figure in the octagon. Jungwirth hits a couple of hard rear punches. Ioannis punches back and we get the first knockdown of the match. He hits another and Jungwirth goes down again. Ioannis goes for a rear naked choke. Christian, like he did with Veličković, doesn't give up and reverses the position. Then Ioannis catches a Kimura and the indomitable Celt doesn't tap. Ioannis probably broke Jungwirth's arm. What do you think of such an untapped submission?
Kozma versus Veličković 2. Will win fight Bojan Veličković or David Kozma?
Oh, I see 2 fights of them. I think Kozman will do it, yeah.
And who is your favorite in Tipsport Game Changer?
My favorite now is Kozman.
Kozma?
Yeah, he's too strong.
Do you want to fight with Kozma?
Maybe yes, maybe no. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Frankfurt's Fezhele calmed down quite a lot and emptied out a bit after Jungwirth's fight, which is not typical for Kozma in the Czech Republic. The fight starts with very hard punches from both sides and dangerous kicks from Bojan. David delivers the first takedown, but Bojan gets up quickly and the fight on the fence ensues. Tough exchanges again, mostly one-punch combinations and a hard back kicks from Veličković's reverse guard, which noticeably takes out the oxygen out of David. Kozma goes for a takedown, but Bojan defends. Again, a hard back kick that drops Kozma. He's buried with hard punches and despite his inhuman endurance, Bojan ends the fight with a first round TKO.
Dalisa versus Austin. Which fight are you looking forward the most?
Katarina Dalista, she's my teammate, and I think she will be the first women champion here in Germany.
The main bout between Australia's Austin and Germany's Dalisa is very much a stand-up match in the first half, except for one takedown by Dalisa in the second round. She's trying to take the round for herself. The fight is almost 50-50. When one of the fighters lands a shot, the other fights right back. Austin comes into the third round more confident and hits her opponent accurately and emphatically in the first half. Here comes the mistake that makes her title chances disappear. Austin misses a takedown attempt but quickly gets up from it. The German takes advantage of the Aussie's inattention and immediately tightens the guillotine. No way to escape from the submission, and the German fans can rejoice. Katarina Dalisa becomes the first strawweight champion after winning the third round via submission.
Dámy a pánové, tohle byl OKTAGON 46 Frankfurt a my se vidíme příště. Díky moc, že to sledujete, dejte like, dejte odběr a mějte se krásně.